Gun Laws by Emily Jackson. The ability to obtain guns legally needs to be more highly regulated in order to stop the increase of mass shootings. Society needs to realize the increasing importance of safety rather than the freedom of everyone's ability to purchase guns with so little regulation. By taking advantage of the sparks of these shootings and by using media and education to form communities, this movement will be possible to happen and limit the dangerously popular shootings in the United States. Religion and belief. Gun laws have become a political issue, with the right side protecting the rights of gun holders in the current state, and the left side trying to push for more regulation. Members of the NRA are nearly unanimous in their view that owning a gun is essential to their personal freedom. But the main social change isn't about taking away this right, rather, regulating who can get a gun and limiting the selling of automatic weapons. But large majorities of NRA members and non members alike, that are all Republican, do favor barring gun purchases by people on federal no fly lists and the mentally ill. Small unanimous changes like this would all be pushes in the right direction that could benefit everyone. Las Vegas, just like other mass shootings, spark a flame of conversation about the need for more regulations. Much like in the article Small Change, written by Malcolm Gladwell, we learn that the Greensboro lunch sit-in caused a spark that got the attention of the media and rallied the support towards the wrongful segregation. Chris Wolf, in the newspaper article Las Vegas, Mass Shooting Sparks Gun Debate, again, brings up the topic that Las Vegas shooting brought up a hot debate on gun laws and need for more regulations. But these sparks have always come up after big shootings, but never go any further. These mass tragedies need to start becoming a sign for the urgency of regulation to the point that it is not a political issue, rather a whole country's push for safety. Media takes a spark and ignites the strength of bringing it to the public, and this is seen by the recent popularity of mass shootings and how they are now always seen in the media. According to research done by the American Journal of Psychiatry, due to the commonality of mass shootings, many have come to realize the urgency in creating more regulations. Since 2000, there have been 30 mass shootings using semi-automatic weapons, and the fact that they are still so easily available to people is scary, considering this large number. Helene Adamson talks about the importance of using resources in order to be educated about social norms that are current. Being educated is important, and media leads to this education because it has become the biggest and most resourceful way for people to educate themselves. By being educated, people can better understand why some regulations are being called for and what those regulations are, instead of the current belief that the argument is to take away all guns and rights. Communities make people feel comfortable about fighting for what they want to see changed and are crucial for big movements like making higher regulation on purchasing guns. Kai Tom speaks about how she found comfort in finding her community of transgender people who related to her situation, and now people who have been affected by shootings by people who should not have had semi automatic weapons need to come together and fight for a unified goal of making a gun more difficult to purchase. Theodore Newcomb also adds that communities are the driving force in social change, and without a vocal group fighting for a goal, it would never be accomplished. Gabriella Lozardes and Marianga Vaiku bring up the article The Rise of the Far Right in Greece, that if there was never an opposition to social norms, there would be no social change. But there is also an opposition, and it comes against social change too. The goal of movements attempting to incorporate higher gun regulations should be also to inform the whole public of their goals to avoid confusion in the argument of the NRA that it is their right to hold these guns. This change affects them very minusculely, and when the Constitution was written and the Second Amendment made, semi-automatic weapons were not seen and mass shootings hadn't been evident. It is time for the safety of the whole country to be the number one priority, instead of a few suggesting it is their right to hold these unnecessary weapons and people with mental health issues being able to purchase these weapons so easily. By using all of these elements, small regulations on gun laws are obtainable because it is common sense. No United States citizen enjoys watching or hearing about these mass shootings, right or left. With help as a unified country, making these solutions instead of arguments is possible and what needs to happen. In the end, after this change, everyone's happy and the social change model has saved the day again.